Welcome to the new channel. I'm Dawn Funnel, and on this channel we're about to have a really good time exploring all things spiritual and ghostly. And today, joining me in a few moments will be Ruth Bennet, who is a renowned tarot reader, amongst other things, actor as well. So we're very lucky to have her on board today to join us. As I say, she's going to be on board in a few minutes. Now, it's a very exciting time on this channel. Obviously, excuse me, if you do like what you see here, and we have lots of plans, as I say, if you do like everything we do here or some of it, then please like and subscribe. Our plans are wide and diverse. The sort of things that we have lined up are obviously live tarot readings, exploring and having a look to see if the truth is out there, if you like, in the universe. We're hoping that, well, I'm hoping that some light will be shed and we'll be able to look into various different areas of spiritual happenings and ghostly apparitions, etc. We do plan to have some ghost adventures, maybe overnight stops to go and have a look at various things in and around the local area. But also we're going to have some other things as well, and just having a look to see, you know, if I have a tarot reading, does anything come of it? You know, what happens in a month, 2 months time? Do any of those things come true? We'll have to wait and see. It's, as I say, the truth is out there, and sometimes there's an element of truth in everything, as we all know. And I have had readings before by mediums, and I thought, I'm not sure about that. It's nothing like my life at the moment. One medium told me 2 years ago that I'd be sitting in an office making appointments in the middle of a countryside in a little office somewhere, and I thought, what a level of old rubbish. You know, that's not what I do. I'm a supply teacher and I do acting work. That's not what I am at all. And it turns out 2 years later, that's exactly what I'm doing. So there is an element of truth there, I think, maybe sometimes. So we're going to have a look. And now joining us online is Ruth. So I'm going to admit Ruth into our meeting. Very exciting. Hello, Ruth. Are you there? There's somebody there. Can you hear me, Ruth?
I'm here.
Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant. Oh, I can see you. Oh, the wonders of technology. How brilliant. Okay, so we've got joining us today Ruth, and Ruth Bennet, and she's a renowned tarot reader, amongst other things. A very good actress as well. She joined me on the cast of a well-known local soap opera called Our Town. I thought I'd get a plug in there for good old Steve. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to do a tarot reading for me today. I'm very excited. I have done a bit of meditation to get myself prepared. So yeah.
I love your background. I'm fascinated.
Bit of special effects there. No expenses spared at all.
Okay, so Dawn, have you recently had a tarot reading?
I have indeed, yeah.
Lovely. Brilliant. So I have chosen, how I read with you is I have chosen 2 decks. So we're going to use the Light Seers because it just feels right as I was choosing decks for you. And the Light Seers is very indie, it's quite new, and it's just been picked up by Hay House. And then I'm going to go with the second deck is with the Tarot Dreams, which is Mr. Marchetti, and that's based on the Rider-Waite, which is the traditional deck, as well as a Thoth. But the reason I use 2 decks is sometimes we get a repeat card, and that's when we really need to look it out and take note of it. At the end of this, we'll set you 3 activities, some action plans. So it's not just go away, it's like we'll see what comes through and we can see what action plans come out, okay?
Okay, lovely.
Good job. So you're quite happy with that so far.
Yep.
So I'll start off with the first deck, and what I'll do is we'll do 6 cards, and then we'll do 3 cards from the second deck, and we'll see if we get any repetitions or any similarities and patterns. But it's to take you, move you forward. So just some grounding, and just breathe. And I'm going to set a circle around us of light and protection. And even though we're not together face to face, we're still connected in our energy. And this light that's around you is only love and goodness can come in, and only love and goodness can come out. And so therefore we're nice and grounded and ready to go. Do you have anything particular, or would you just like the cards to let you know what you need to know?
Just what I need to know, but I mean, it'd be quite interesting because I have been single for a while now, and I haven't really been looking until recently, and I've made myself sort of ready, if you like, through meditation, maybe to meet someone, which would be nice. There's no rush, and obviously I would rather meet quality in time than, whatever. So, if anything comes up, that would be really interesting. Yeah.
Okay, that's lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm shuffling into that energy and just tuning in. And I'm just going to ask you in a second, when you feel, might be a big boom or it might be a little tingle, Dawn, it's totally down to you. When you feel that the moment is ready, just say to me, stop.
Stop.
Okay, so I now have the deck, which is split in 2. So I've got my left and my right. So which one would you like me to pull from? Which one do you feel?
Left, please.
My left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. So let's have a look. What I always do as well, Dawn, is I always send you pictures of the cards that have come through today for you, so you have them to keep afterwards. Sometimes it's that visual interpretation that comes through. So let's have, okay. So we have a lot of wands cards here, which is action. So this is looking promising. Your very first card is actually judgment.
Well, that's my card, because I'm a Libran. So is that to do with this? I don't know. You're the expert, but I know.
No, it's fine. I really love to be interactive in readings, and it's not so I can pull information from you, because I don't work like that. It's not. So I'm going to predict your future and take all your free will away. But with this card, if you can see, you're saying you've done some inner work and you've meditated and you were ready. Yes. It's almost like confirming that to you. So you can see we've got the sort of spiritual side coming out and just saying, yep, I'm ready. But also this feels like balance for you. And it just feels like there hasn't been a balanced relationship before. That it feels like there's been everything, but not everything, where it's been balanced for you both. So it feels like almost the past is being let go so you can find that balance. What it's feeling as well, though, is I'm getting this really strongly. It doesn't have to be Mr. Right, but it could be Mr. Right now.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like and dipping your toes in the water. It feels quite watery, that card, and again, because we're talking about the balance here and the water and the feel, but it's also a 20 card, so it is quite balanced in itself with the 2 and the 0. And I like working with the numbers here as well. So you've got the 2, which is good. 2 plus 0 is 2. So it's almost like saying, yeah, you're ready. It's like that confirmation. You are ready. So if there's any doubt, stop judging yourself. It doesn't matter. That everything is coming to where you want it to come. But sometimes not to look too far ahead. It feels like there's somebody around you now. In your now is feeling like really in my heart as well. So God, I get songs coming through. I don't know if you know this one. Now is the time to see things right. This is how my clairs come in. I get taste and I get songs. So if I suddenly start singing random songs at you, please bear with me. So you've got your judgment there. You've let that go. You've done your meditation. You're ready. Sometimes in the past with the imbalance, don't judge your future on that. That might be holding a block. Sometimes it may not be that when somebody comes around that it's going to be that how long are we going to be together? Just be together now.
Yeah.
And here we have the beautiful Nine of Wands. So Wands is, again, it's that action, it's fire energy. And here we have this beautiful lady stood there, and she's sort of looking pensively over the fields. It can feel like a bit of heaviness. So again, this is something to do with, you've done the meditation looking forwards, sensing there's still some heaviness in there from behind, just to let that go, just to set it free. And it's not going to take a lot of doing. She's pretty calm, she's pretty into it. So don't overthink it, is coming through as well. Just try and be, again, it's be in that moment. There's a lot of being in that moment coming through. And I can feel when you're meditating, it's almost like you're not quite in the moment sometimes.
Yeah, it takes a while to get there, yeah.
And it's just a reminder that now is all you have. Sometimes the ones when you get to 9, 8, 9, 10 is when it's almost like that bird, and you've just got to drop something. And it feels like you've got to drop that judgment on what the past has been. And that's not what you need to expect anymore. It's done. So the meditation is great, but try and meditate into your now. I'm in this moment. This is where I am. This is all I have. And this is where I'm happy. This is what I've got, and this is what I'm working with. Because you're regressing here. If you do that, you go down to the 7 of Wands, which is lightening the load. And I love the fact she's in a meditating position there. It's you. There is a symbol on her shoulder as well, which is a rune. Grounding. Okay, runes are very earthy, grounding. So just, again, some grounding. It feels like, because you've got the 9 of Wands, which is more of the burden, and we're going down to the 7, which is good. But it's almost like you can really, really deep sleep, ground yourself. The pelvic area is where our femininity is. It's where we hold our womb. All of that is held there. And it's almost like we've got this beautiful light of expansion coming out from there. And that, again, that's releasing this. So we've got a little bit of a path pattern coming here. We've got the judgment you're releasing through the meditation, still carrying the past a little bit, and just really grounding yourself, Dawn. Just literally sitting into that self. Stop planning too much for the future. That feels like she's looking over her shoulder almost. What's behind me? What's behind me? It's come through really strong. Is it going to happen again? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So over your shoulder. It's about, again, that really grounding yourself into who you are, and that expectation of them balancing with you. You know yourself. That's coming through so clearly. You know yourself. You are ready. Your self-love is there. Your heart is open. Everything is open. But there's still that, like, whoa, is it coming back? You're not like the ones before. I get the feeling that there is a person who's going to bring you a huge sense of fun, because we have the Ace of Wands.
Oh, that's handy.
Feeling giggling and around music. Are you due to go somewhere where there's going to be music?
Oh, that would be nice at the moment, wouldn't it? I mean, I think probably as things open up, that's one of my things. I do love music, yeah. Yeah,
see, she's like, this is like the strike of the match when you get the ace. This is like a beginning. This is, let's go. And it's the beginning, but it's where we take it after we make that start. And she's always got that fishing net around her, which is not letting things go. But it's almost like, have you ever seen that picture of a cat in a cat box, and it's trying to find its way out the door, not realizing the lid is off? It's almost like that. It's going to be a huge sense of freedom for you. The music is very strong. It's coming through very strong. So be aware, watch out, something's coming through where it's going to be a musical connection. and it's going to be the start of something. Feels like you're doing some planning for a new adventure as well.
I'm always planning adventures, Ruth. That's
Cool.
yeah, that's my thing.
I plan, but I don't take action. So that's why I thought, oh, this is a really good idea. Let's do. Oh, hang on, I've got this one to go. So it just feels like take that action now. Again, this now. It's all we ever have. It's right now. Which takes us. You have a queen, lovely lady, and she is going into that real grounding. So queens, kings, knights, pages, they tend to be about people. So I'm feeling this is somebody that you're establishing a link with at the moment.
Okay.
Quite an earthy, grounded person. Sometimes you're frustrated by that. It feels there's a little bit of like, I want to take action, but let's just do this first, is coming from there. And that's absolutely fine. If you can see this, sorry, I've got one of the cat's hairs on me. This, yeah, she's saying, it's always good to have the pets involved. She's just loosely holding on to that pentacle. She knows she's got it. Just closing her eyes. It's all internal. And this feels as well, when you can internalize things, it's a way of grounding yourself. And this is a grounding card because it's a pentacle. So it sounds a bit, let's sum that up. It feels with this card, there's somebody who's influential in your life, but can be frustrating. But if you follow her energy for the grounding that she has, that will help you get rid of. Because in a way, she's closing her eyes and almost looking away. And so is this card. But this is completely different energy. It's moving you from there to here.
So, Ruth, can I just ask a question? The Queen, is that the other person's energy, or is it my energy, do you think? Or...
It's their energy, it feels, is influencing.
Right, okay.
You've not quite got it yet. I'm sensing there's some frustrations there. It's almost like there's a lot of growth around here, a lot of abundance.
Right.
And our abundance. And she's already got that. And so sometimes it doesn't come across that she wants to let that come through, because it's almost like she's containing it. So this is coming through quite strongly here. She's really holding that in to you, it feels.
Right, okay.
Whereas you're more, let's action, let's do this. This is like,
yeah.
But you can have that. You can do that as well.
Oh yes, yeah, I know I can. Yeah.
And
it's
you're really
protecting your heart, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's not. She's like, she's holding it so loosely. It's she doesn't need to hold tightly in front of it or protect it. It's almost like this one. She's protecting her heart with her hands. But when you get to this stage, just watch. There'll be a strong female personality around you that you might feel frustrated with, but just watch her energy and pull in some of that sometimes, because believe me, she's pulling in your fire energy. She's loving that. So it's almost like an exchange. You know, when you meet somebody who's almost polar opposite and you don't want to be like them, but you want a piece of it, you want to feel some of that energy. It feels like that sort of thing. There's an exchange going on between you, and a really comfortable relationship. It's a comfortable card. It's just a really comfortable card.
Okay.
So just watch out for the people around you, and when you feel slightly frustrated at them because of their inaction, I don't know, is that a word? Inactive,
yes.
Inaction, yeah,
yes.
It's the word. When they're like not taking that action, it's okay not to take action sometimes. So learning from people around us without actively learning, just watching them, because it feels like we've had so much action cards. It's like time to, when we're going into relationships, is taking action, but then letting it be.
Yeah. What will be, will be. If it's meant to come, it's meant to come, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely.
And sometimes it's just like, when I've done some readings for people before, it's almost like sometimes I can feel, and this isn't what I'm feeling from you at all, but it's every time they go out, is this the time I'm going to meet somebody? am I going to meet somebody today, or I'm going into a new group, could I meet somebody? It's almost like all enveloping. With you, I don't feel that is happening at all, but I'm just using that as an example. But sometimes we want to take action, we're ready to take action, but all we need to do is just be at peace and know it's there. She just knows it's there. And like I said, I feel there's somebody in your now that's really close and really good fun and connected to music. I'm getting that twang. You know, when you're hearing, you know, when like groups about to go on, you've got the ding, 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 the drums, they're just warming things up. I'm getting that.
Okay, no, sorry, repeat that. I didn't quite get what you meant there. Sorry,
I just had that sound of, you know, when a band is playing, you know, when they're warming up, and it's like that horrible noise, like ding, 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 ding on the guitar.
Yes, I know.
Like doing a couple of just testing everything, then a cymbal goes. It's more like noise than music, but that just came through. So again, it's that music connection that is coming through with this card. It doesn't look like music. I'm just sensing music. Just.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're starting again. We're starting to come almost like we've got the spring now. We've had Beltane and we're awakening, and we're sort of mirroring that with the lockdown at the moment, or we're starting to come out as well. And it just feels like there's something that you're going to be doing that is in your pathway, and they'll be in your pathway as well. It's almost like they're already there. And so it's not like you've got to wait for somebody in 6 months' time. It feels like they're already there and already close. I feel quite breathless.
Oh.
It's just like, it's almost like a childlike excitement that's coming through. And again, it's this fun, real good fun, because look at this. How much more fun do you want?
Okay.
That's the Page of Swords, and we've got the air, which is thoughts, and yeah, it's almost like a light bulb moment. So basically, she's walking a path, not looking where she's going, and just trusting it. Yeah. And also pages and messages. So
does that mean, sorry to interrupt you, does that mean that I'm going, because I've got an idea of where I'm going next, career-wise, is that talking about that and I'm on the right path? Is that what it's sort of saying?
It's around about everything, Dawn, because what you'd asked for was about relationships, but the cards will come out with what they feel you need to know. Yeah. And it just feels like everything that you're doing is the right pathway. Great. And that's why sometimes it is about letting go. We've had a lot of action and a lot of heaviness and a lot of letting go, because it's automatic where we've gone through a life. We don't just switch off from our past. It's like when people say you can't live in the past. We can't just switch it off. No, it's there. It's memories. It's what creates us. It's the stories that we're given by other people, and it's what we create for ourselves. But sometimes we will be doing everything right, but we'll still be looking backwards. Yeah. Just checking, is this okay? Have I got this right? Because this has happened before. So, okay. What it's saying is you learned by that. You have that knowledge now. That's where this is coming really strong. You have learned, you've built up that knowledge, and now it's time to almost like walk that path with confidence. Mm-hmm. But it also feels like there's new information coming through for you soon as well. With the page, it's like a messenger card, but it's also a new beginning as well. So it's like the light bulb moment I love as well. But she's totally oblivious. She's got owls around her. She's like walking over a crevice with a stick. Bare feet again is that vulnerability, and just embracing that you've done all that work in the past, that now is a meditation. And it almost feels like you're trying to create that path with this meditation, with doing things and saying, come to me. And I'm not dissing meditation whatsoever. It's brilliant. But again, with that meditation being your now, stop using it to plot what is already there. It's ultimately, it's that feeling of, we want to be in control of our lives, don't we? We want to have that free will and make that change. We have our past, we have our future, and we have our now. And it's our now that is where we take the action to create that future. Our past is built up to that, but it's our now. It's what we do today that creates our tomorrow. So whenever you feel like you need to look back, it's more of a this than looking over your shoulder. It's more okay, what did I learn? How did I ground? And then moving forward and learning from these strong people around you. Very strong, fingers lip on, very strong female presence. And that's your inner self as well. You are one strong woman.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that anyway, but you know, when you do readings for people, you can really feel that. I'm feeling so, my solar plexus is just like, I want to use the word hardcore, but I mean that in a very beautiful feminine way, as in you've worked hard. Okay, so yeah, right. So you've worked really hard. You've put so much into it. Stop looking back at the work you've done and be where you are now and put it into action.
Yes.
Okay, that was a bit of a. Let's see what the other deck says. Now I'm going to not let you choose where I stop. I'm going to let the universe choose for you. Okay, so sometimes when I do myself a 3-card reading, and if anybody watching this has decks of cards, I will do a 3-card reading from 3 different decks. So one I will choose, one I will let the deck choose, and one I will let the universe choose. And that will be my 3 cards for the month. So anybody with a deck of cards can do this. Okay, so you've got some completion here.
Oh,
10 of coins. So that's where you go from the ace to the 10, and it's like a journey. So when you get to the 10, it's completion. So like I said, with the 9, when you have the 9 of wands, that was pretty much towards the end of feeling that heaviness. But you have that completion here, that beautiful 10 of coins. You've got the green men there, you've got abundance. And that's basically where we've been through all of these, so many action cards. It's like you've taken that action, you've learned your lessons, walk your path, and that's what you'll get coming at the end.
Oh, wow. Well, that's quite positive.
Feels like you've got 2 things on the go that are really powerful.
Okay.
Two things that you really need to focus on. I'm only getting up in the green men, but it feels like there's two points of action in your life that you're working for. They're more than ideas. You started working on them, but they really, really are fantastic. You get this like what is that? One's to do with something outdoors.
Oh. Something outdoors.
Outdoors.
I like walking in the country.
No, it's more of a venture, like a business venture, which is involving outside. It's involving getting out there.
Okay.
Right. It might be that you've had a season, but I don't like the word seeds when we're talking about outside, talk about puns. But yeah, it feels like there's something that you've planted, and it's going to be a little bit outdoorsy. Or actually quite outdoorsy, which brings me back to this music.
Okay. Well, you never know what's around the corner, do you? Sometimes
you never know, and it's like with anything, we do have free will. So sometimes people say to me, am I going to get the job next week? And it's like, have you heard of the thing where you've got the cat in the box with the poison, and nobody knows if the cat is alive until you open the box?
Yeah.
You can assume that the cat has eaten the poison and it's died, or you can assume that it's still alive. At that point, until you open the box, you don't know. Until you see the cat, you don't know. And that's what free will is about. we can sit here and we can say, like, next week you're going to catch a bus and you're going to go to London and you're going to meet a man. But if you decide not to get on that bus that day, that's your free will.
Yeah.
That's where you take control. It's a really good theory of the cat in the box. I've seen it a few times and read it in some of the books that I've read. And it's basically about manifestation. We don't know until we create it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
it does. And sometimes you're not meant to get on the bus, are you?
No,
no. You know, that's what I think, that sometimes the universe or whatever stops you from getting on the bus because that's not the right path for you. You know, or you're meant to do that for a little while or meet that person for a little while and then you go off somewhere else. It's like you meet someone for a reason, a season or a lifetime, isn't it? That old thing. Yeah.
It's that, like, sometimes people say to me, have I met my soulmate? And a soulmate isn't your loved one or your true love.
Yeah.
Like, my dog is my soulmate. They come into our lives to teach us and we teach them. So it's all about this, like, the choice is yours. Is very much coming through here, and that's always from the very first judgment card. And you know, I could feel justice coming through here so strongly with the balance as well, and having that balance, but also it's like not having that judgment on what has been, predicting what will come.
Yeah.
Only now will change that. Only getting on that bus in that now to go to London will change that. So this feels really good. Again, 10 of coins, beautiful card. It's like grounding, earthy, manifestation. So it's coming to fruition. And this one, you're gonna love this one.
Oh wow! Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you've had quite a few sort of synergies with the 2. So you've got, there's actually like 4 figures holding up the cup, but to me, I can only see 2. So it almost feels like there will be a lot of people around, but there will just be the 2 of you.
Oh, okay. I wonder what you're going to say then, Ruth. This is going on YouTube. Oh, that's all right. There's just one person, but there's going to be like other people around us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. But you can only see the 2 front figures.
Yeah.
So the 2 players, you know, there's other people around. Again, it feels quite sociable. So we're going back to that musical thing, and of course, like, everybody could be going to a music thing at the moment. That's always like something that's up in the air, and everybody's going to be doing certain things. So when you're reading the cards, it does feel like there will be quite a few people around, but that will be like the connection. But it's the cups, it's the water, it's that fluidity, it's clear, it's cleansed. Cleansing is really important here as well. What's going on there?
Cleansing.
Yeah, some cleansing, over cleaning. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Over cleaning.
Would that would be the other person energy? Are they like a neat freak?
No, it feels like you can be sometimes. Just like,
yeah, sometimes if I keep myself busy and wipe over the side or whatever, that's what I tend to do.
My daughter's like the polar opposite of me. I'm like, there's washing up, there's nobody in the house but me, I'll do it tomorrow. Whereas she's like, I have to do it now, and it feels like almost like that. It feels like this is going to be a very, very relaxed, and that's why that's come through. It's almost like you're not going to need to do the work with this. I feel like a relationship in the past could have been pretty hard work, whereas this is not going to be that work. Again, letting go of that past, because this is like fresh. And again, I'm feeling really excited. I feel like jumping and doing stuff. So I'm going to wiggle my toes and try to ground a bit. See, like, I always have my pendant as well. So we need to yes or no. Because you can't get better than this.
Ooh.
Knight of Cups. So you've got your Ace of Cups, new beginnings. A Knight of Cups tend to represent people. Sometimes Knights of Cups can represent like teenage lads, taking dad's car for a spin type of thing coming out of uni. But here, that immaturity doesn't feel like it's a negative. It feels like it's that fun. It's that fun. I really feel you need fun.
Yeah.
You need like what I call dirty laughing, fun, noise, energy, people's, and I'm missing that social, because we're all just missing. Although I'm sort of like, if I see more than 2 people in the room at the moment, I'm like, oh, there's too many of you. Like, really, but it feels like, and also I'm seeing clocks in here as well. So if you look in the background, it's almost like a dial, but I'm feeling it's actually the zodiac signs going round, but it feels like the clock is ticking, dawn, it's happening. It's almost like, so just let it happen, just
it happens when it's supposed to.
Yeah, because it feels like the shoulders down, it feels like they're pretty unguarded. They have no filters, no blocks, no walls. It feels like we've had to knock down walls before. It feels like it's been, that's more the burden at times than it has. Whereas this, it's just like watery, clean, clear. You don't have to put the work in. It feels beautiful, and I'm sort of sensing they're going to just throw off their shoes. Oh, where did that come from? Yeah, just throw off your shoes and get paddling, that sort of thing.
Okay.
That sort of almost inner child that you've not had a lot of contact with recently is going to come out. So our inner child is like our emotional self.
Yeah.
So it's the one that has a bit of a stop inside of us when we've not had fresh air or social connections. It's the one that's like, when things don't go our way, screams it's unfair. And it's because they're not getting an attention, but when you give like any child attention, they calm down, and it's always like that inner child. It's just going to go from fun and then floating. It just feels really lovely. But don't plan it, don't plot it, don't. We've got some things to look out for. I don't know why my laptop is sliding. That's really weird.
Oh.
I think it's just my thing is unbalanced. It's not like I've got poltergeist or anything. It's dreadful. Things like, oh, that curtain's is that a ghost thing? No, it's just a draft. Honestly, it's like, oh, is that spirit talking to you? No, it's a tractor going past. So yeah, it feels like you've got stuff to let go of. Stop the judgment. You've got the balance. You're letting stuff go with the meditation, but try and do it as in your now, as opposed to I'm doing this to find something. Meditation is very much about being in our now and letting go and being at peace, and sounds a bit hippie, but it is about finding our space and ourselves. Journaling is like that, when we sit there and journaling, it's space for us and it's time for us, and it's like writing out our feelings and our thoughts. So just what it feels like to say for this is just to sit in quiet, as opposed to having a guided meditation, and see what comes up and then journal it.
Yeah.
Just use that time to see if you are looking over your shoulder still, or if you are now cleansed.
I think I'm getting there. But like you say, there probably is still.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, oh God, something really bad happened to me today, and somebody will say, oh, what lesson can you learn from this? We need to acknowledge it was crap first. we can't, we can't ignore that. We can't just sweep it under the carpet. And sometimes I get frustrated with things like that. If somebody's upset and they're having a crap day, it needs acknowledging. And sometimes, like when the cards are coming through, it's like you have acknowledged, but it's almost like you're using it to drive you forward sometimes. Literally finding that in and now, and just when I send these through, I'd use this as your screensaver for a little while, for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just go
Brilliant.
with that. I'm just really sensing that is just like, because she's doing her work, she's reading a book, but she's not doing it with all that effort, and it's not judging, it's not heaviness. You've got this to look forward to. It really feels like there's excuse the pun, but light at the end of the tunnel.
So you said there was two things, the thing that's out in the open and something else, but can you see what the other thing might be, or not really?
No, it feels it's not coming through. I'm getting two, but it might be there's two intertwined actually. Let's have a look. Okay, I've just seen a pen.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really ridiculous, but in those bare branches there, I'm seeing almost like nice writing a pen, not so much creativity, but journalistic.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like it's all stripping it bare. It's writing, but it's not. It's right down to the bare bones and knuckles.
Oh, right.
So something very, very building up, and support work as well. Support work building up. Getting right down, quite not brutal, but honest, vulnerable, bare is what I'm getting through. So it feels like, and that's supporting people who need that.
Yes, that makes sense. That's my job. Yeah.
So it's all very lovely having people with lots of leaves and fruity, but sometimes we have to take people who are stripped down bare, and keep them there until they can see where they are, and then bring it back up. That feels like, it does feel like hard work, but it also feels like you thrive on that. Also feels like you love getting people to their bare bones and then working it through, and I'm just saying, yes, let's do this. And like, no messing, let's get you there is coming through as well. Like, let's do this. So just be aware, not to give always, but you need to make a living out of it as well.
Yeah.
So don't let yourself be stripped down to your bare bones, because that it's sort of like hanging there over it. Why is the pen really like? It's almost like the pen is really important. Go on, why are you really important, Mr. Pen?
Why is the pen important?
Yeah,
well, I am, I write a lot in my work, really. So I presume, and not only that, sort of my hobby is writing as well. I do hobby creative writing, but at work, I'm like you say, it's very sort of bare bones stuff, helping, supporting people that way.
So I feel like the important thing is that sometimes you just need to put the pen down as well. Yeah. It's like because when you're giving everything, you're actually, that is growth for you. Like for some people, it's almost like sucking the life out of them, but for you, that is not your kryptonite. That is more.
No, I know exactly what that means. Sometimes I get a bee in my bonnet, and I have to have things, and it has to be right. And I think I probably get on people's nerves sometimes with that.
That's fine, because remember, other people get on your nerves as well. That's how we learn from people being different, and that's absolutely fine. But just be aware. Sometimes just put that pen down. But there does feel like, with all the stuff that you do with helping and supporting people, there is something in there for you, and that's where it's connected with writing, and not creative writing, but bare bones writing.
Okay.
Getting out there. I just feel like there's things that you have knowledge of that will help others by writing it.
Okay.
Now it's coming clear. You need to write a book, Dawn.
I've done that already. Well, a children's book I've written, available on Amazon. But more journalistic stuff, more factual things about helping people. You think that might be something to look at?
Yeah. It's like the and sometimes we just need to, I'm trying to think of the name of the book I've just got. It's about trauma, and it's down to case studies and stuff like that, and without obviously GDPR and things like that. But it's the stories as they actually are. They're not created. They are literally as they are. And you know, when we see branches like this, the summer comes with the leaves, and then it comes back, and it's almost like a cycle. So it feels like the true stories, the true painful stories, are what will help others.
Okay, I've got that. I know. Yeah.
It's I don't want to say too much because it's work and things, but sometimes I just want to. I journal sometimes when I've had a client that's been difficult, and how it's reacted and stuff, and how unfair it is, and everything, and just get it out there. But this feels more like a factual case study book of feels like Beating Codependency by Pia something or other. It's that sort of book. But I will try and think of the name of the book. It's called Beating Trauma, and it talks a lot about drugs, and it feels like that's the sort of thing that would really help people. So what have I bought? Just had it right. Oh, here we go. It's now it's asking me for a password. Like, The Body Keeps the Score. So it's about mind, brain, and body in the transformation of trauma. So that's the sort of thing. So this is not somebody's biography. It's not like a Gabriella Bernstein. It's raw case studies and how people beat their trauma. And it feels like you've got that sort of book in you as well.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm breathless and excited for you. And also, really
I've got things I can draw on. Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be now. You know, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be now. We're energy, so our now is like in 10 years' time, that'll be your now. So it just feels like, because it's very small in the picture, but it just feels like plant the seeds and it will grow.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking. As you said seed, I was thinking of sometimes you need a little seed in your head, and then it comes back to you sort of 2-3 years later, doesn't it? That seed, you think, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's just like once it's planted, it's like the bamboo tree, you know, you plant it and nothing happens for blooming years because the roots are going down, and then it grows quickly. Sorry, all my little analogies that I've got. But yeah, it's you've got everything career-wise is so strong, but you can have your cake and eat it. You need some fun.
Yeah.
You know, well, everybody needs fun, but some people have a lot of fun, and some people have fun but don't realise that they can take that fun further. But very okay. So,
did you say that's happening very soon?
It feels like it's not long to wait. It doesn't feel like I'm not getting like hang your hat. It'll be a while. And I'm feeling very summery.
Okay.
By the energy of the heat around me and everything. So just wait for the summer, because it feels like that's where you could be.
Okay, having fun.
Just you though.
Okay, brilliant. Well, it's been it's very good. Did you want to do a plug for anything while we're here, for your website or anything?
I am Norfolk Life Coaching, and there's, when you Google Norfolk Life Coaching, there's like loads, because anybody with that in their thing. But I do life coaching, hypnotherapy, NLP, tarot coaching, Reiki, and EFT. So you do the tapping as well. But very bespoke. So clients come to me and they're not spiritual. There's no way I'm going to say I could do your card reading for you, because, and also I always give anybody who comes to me, we'll sit on the phone for 20 minutes or more, whatever it takes, for a free consultation, just see what their needs are. So I get people coming to me with trauma, and I get people coming to me feeling that they're cursed. So
Oh.
So and sometimes it's like I don't deal with that, but I know somebody who does, so I'll always sign
Yeah.
people. So if somebody specialises in childhood trauma, then I might put them in that direction. So but yeah, I'm always around. I don't go very far at the moment, like we're still sort of a little bit locked down, aren't we? But
Yeah.
have you got any questions, Dawn, about the reading or any of the cards?
No, it's been very, very fascinating, actually. I've enjoyed it. And it's good that I'm going to have fun probably in a couple of months' time.
Well, have fun now.
Yeah. Live each moment and live in the now. I get that. You know, it's easy to be impatient, isn't it, sometimes? And you miss the moment if you look too far ahead. That's really true.
That seems like a good action step for you to like be in the moment.
Yeah.
So that's one. Number two, action step that you would take from the cards. Totally up to you, but I would go for the bare bones and start that speed. And action number three, pop that card on your phone. I'll DM them over to you, so you've got the cards as they come up, and then you can pick that up. But then just always give people three actions, because then that empowers people. Because readings can, you know, it's like the old fun fair. Yes, you're going to go overseas and meet a handsome man and everything, and then you're sitting there waiting for that to happen. You forget to live. So it's empowering people into those action steps that they can take.
Okay. Take a step back. I know I'm terrible. I overtalk people. I don't mean to. So I need to listen more. I know that much.
You listen fine. The tarot is like a mirror. So quite often for divination, yes. Nobody actually quite knows where tarot comes from exactly. It's got that eclectic mix of Egyptology, it's got Thoth in there, it's got the Wheel behind me, which is the name of the novel I'm writing, which is based on the tarot. You know, you've got the Egyptology there, and then you've got the Buddha, Christ with the hanging man. So there's so much. You've got the Greek mythology with Persephone. So nobody knows where it comes from. But one thing with all the training that I've done is that it is a mirror. So it will tend to show us what we need to see.
Right, brilliant. Well, it's been fascinating. And, you know, have a lovely day. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dawn.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. Bye.